Welcome to the eSports Report.
Complete.
Fnatic secures $15,000 in Korea.
4 wins and $15,000 prize.
In China, Parting sweeps Hero.
Coming back in here, and Hero's got to be frustrated, man. Going to China and not.
And USA takes on Europe in Battlefield 4.
We practice 32v32 on a regular basis, level BF, and comms is a big thing with us. Squad communication, I mean, you could hear it right now, my voice is gone.
Dude, I don't know about yours, but there's one of your gents up there is like ready to just pass right out. It sounds like this. Well, congratulations, guys. Really quick, any last words to Team Euro?
Nice try, guys.
All right.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the eSports Report. Of course, I'm Chris Puckett, and joined to my right is Desi Sanchez. We're here to bring you all the biggest esports news from around the world.
That's right, and first on today's agenda is Battlefield 4. To celebrate the launch of the game, EA and DICE organized a show match and flew out the best European and American players to compete in London. Before battle, the two teams exchanged some unpleasantries via their coaches, Major Nelson and AC Bongos.
First of all, I'd just like to welcome Hugh Hefner here tonight.
Oh,
Thanks for joining us.
now it's on!
So, yeah, there has been a lot of talk, but I think now is the time where all that talk becomes action. I have 32 of Europe's finest Battlefield players standing behind me. Come on, boys and girl. So that is fantastic. But I would like to say thank you very much to Major Nelson. Thank you very much to Team US for flying all the way over here to join us. It is a long flight, and it's going to feel even longer when you go home.
The first round started off with the USA team establishing air dominance and coasting to a Game 1 victory.
724 tickets now. The team that hits 0 first is going to be the team that loses.
Yeah, that's right. And here you can actually see.
Oh, what? Oh, Fickle destroyed. Oh,
That's
my God.
unfortunate, of course.
That's a little bit unfortunate.
So, again, guys, just to reiterate the point here, the way it works is whoever's the first to 0 loses.
Yes.
And we have a 20-minute timer here. So it's 20 minutes of action. If the game doesn't end in 20 minutes, which is pretty crazy if it doesn't, but if the game doesn't end in 20 minutes, well, there you go.
Whoa! Battlefield.
He's yelling. He is yelling and
Screaming.
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Team USA.
In Game 2, the teams tried out Battlefield 4's new Obliteration game mode. The teams fought back and forth, stopping every plant that came their way. The US team finally struck first and ended up taking the game 2 detonations to none.
Just reiterate the time to you guys so you know the judges scored in. That was confident. Again, the struggle is real. I cannot emphasize that enough.
Team USA are going to go ahead and take round number 2.
With their 2 consecutive wins, the USA team ensured they were the better team, and the third decisive round of Conquest on Flood Zone would give them the sweep. Europe threatened to come back late in the game, but USA held on to 2 points and secured their victory in the Battlefield 4 showdown.
And dreams of Europe, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I think America's going to come full flag and lead. They're also taking Charlie as well. They could take every single flag.
Well, and that is going to be scary, right? Because, when they take those 5 flags, I mean, the bleed is just going to be insane.
Oh,
right? They're going to lose a lot of points. And that is something that team credit to Iconic Wally real quick. 38-3. That tank play was unreal. That is going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Team USA wins the Battlefield 4 showdown.
While there was no money on the line, USA secured a dominating win. And let's be honest, folks, this is not to anyone's surprise. The US has been crushing the console FPS scene for years now. This is just another win underneath their belt.
I hear you. Now, while Team USA was making a name for themselves on foreign soil in Europe, Parting and Hero were doing the same in China. The 2 Koreans dominated the Stars War bracket, taking out every major player that they came up against. Here to tell us what happened is our resident StarCraft expert, Alex Rodriguez.
Since August, the Stars War League has been narrowing down players from all around Asia. The tournament pitted many of the best players from the region, including several Australian, Chinese, and Taiwanese professionals. However, to very little surprise, two Koreans dominated the bracket and earned spots for the grand finals in Shanghai, Parting and Hero. In Game 1, Hero ended up way behind in the Colossus count and tried to make up for it with hallucinations. The Parting's army was just too big, and he rolled to take a 1-0 lead in the series.
Economy, and you know when a Protoss starts losing economy, man, that is hard to come back, and there we go, GG Gaming.
Parting pushed his lead to 2-0 after he defended Hero's Dark Templar attack and pushed for the win.
Nexus is completely naked, and as we see, Parting ripping his way through, 95 supply to 35, it looks like Parting is going to...
In Game 3, Hero went for a one-base Void Ray attack to try and break Parting's expansion, but Parting was able to defend his Nexus and hold on for the win. Parting closed out the series in Game 4, punishing Hero for being out of position with a huge Blink Stalker attack.
Focusing down on pros because Hero's economy is way too low to reproduce anything at all at this point. Coming back in here, and Hero's got to be frustrated.
Parting goes home with $10,000 for his victory, Hero with 2. We'll see Hero next at the BlizzCon Grand Finals, where he's guaranteed to take home at least another $5,000. Finally, on Tuesday, we saw the match everyone had been waiting for. Revival took on Naniwa to battle for the 16th and final spot at BlizzCon. After a year of matches, qualifiers, and tournaments, the two players found themselves tied in WCS points just days before the tournament. Blizzard flew the two to California, where they played a best-of-5 series to determine who would get a chance to compete at the Grand Finals. The match began with Naniwa investing everything into an aggressive low-economy attack. It paid off as he secured a Game 1 victory.
Force field, perfect placement by Naniwa.
Yeah, and he's just continuing to open Zealot sentries, man. Just keep those buildings away, and he's going to take map number 1 exactly how he planned it up. This is absolutely a pre-planned strategy. He knew what he was going to do. Great detonation on those buildings on the right-hand side there, on the sentries, but the Immortals live. And there's not much economy left. There's not much production left.
In Game 2, Naniwa defined cost efficiency and picked apart his opponent with fantastic force fields and crafty Blink Stalker Micro.
It's left over.
I think this game's over here, Kalaris.
Yeah, I might think so too. Roach is trying to come down and reinforce, but there's just too many Stalkers. He's doubling Revival's supply here at this point in game number 2. Even the reinforcing Stalkers coming along. GG.
In Game 3, Naniwa's control would once again be too much for Revival to handle. The Protoss overwhelmed his opponent, securing the 3-0 sweep.
Plummets in terms of supply. Naniwa is making this work for the second time in a row, bringing the fight to Revival.
Blink Stalkers for the win.
Wow.
Affordable games here. Just Blink Stalkers. Naniwa's going to pick off the third. He's going to be able to continue to warp in Stalkers. He's in a great position. He found himself in this great position. I'm surprised that there's no creep spread up there to help protect this position. He's lost. That's it. That's it.
GG.
With that victory, Naniwa becomes the lone non-Korean representative at BlizzCon, and his road does not get any easier. His first opponent of the tournament will be number 1 seeded Sulky, who finished second at the WCS Season 3 Finals. Up for grabs at BlizzCon is $250,000 in prize money, the title of Season 3 World Champion, and bragging rights that will last a lifetime. Naniwa said that his goal is to be the best in the world, and this weekend he will get the chance to achieve just that. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Thanks for that, Alex. Wow, some big aspirations from Naniwa. Puckett, what do you think his odds are of winning this weekend?
Man, Naniwa looked so good in that match against Revival. He had excellent PVZ, especially in the early game, playing off of 2 bases in all 3 of those games. But Naniwa is going to meet up against the number 1 seeded player in Sulky in the very first round. It is a PVZ, so that's in his favor, but you have to think that Sulky watched those games. He's going to be coming at Naniwa with a different strategy, possibly force some macro games out of him. If he can take out Sulky, he's going to have a tough road ahead of him, playing either MMA or Bomber in the second round. I want Naniwa to go all the way. I know all of us guys outside of Korea will be cheering for him. He's going to have the fan support, but he might be in some trouble early on in that tournament.
Well, let's see how he does. This week marked the kickoff to the Nexon Invitational Super Matches. Each of these matches sees 3 teams fly to Seoul, South Korea, where they play 2 games each against the other 2 teams. Based on how many of the 4 games they win, teams can walk away with as much as $15,000 for a 4-0 sweep, or as little as nothing if they in turn get swept. This week, the matches featured Fnatic, Team Liquid, and Korea's Underrated.
Going into the match, there was a lot of hype around Team Underrateds. The squad was doing well in the Korean Dota scene. However, it's Liquid and Fnatic proving too strong, outscoring them 100 to just 24 in the 4 games. Underrated's lack of wins meant they would not secure any prize money.
22-minute and 40-second GG call coming out here from Underrateds. And Liquid are going to be very, very happy with their performance at the end of this game. At the same time now, the bigger match awaits them. So the Koreans will not take a single win here in the first week of the Nexon Invitation.
Fnatic and Liquid were left to battle for first place. They went toe-to-toe in 2 very close games, including the final game of the weekend. Despite the recent nerfs, Fnatic used Wisp to great success in all 4 of their super matches, and were able to beat Team Liquid in both matches to secure a 4-0 first place finish in the group.
Every single victory, 4 wins and $15,000 prize money. It'll give a 2-2 result to Liquid, only able to beat down the Koreans, taking home $7,000, and the Koreans will take home $0 because they went 0-4, not a single win.
Next week, there will be 3 more teams heading to Korea for their chance at a similar prize pool. However, for me, it was really exciting to see the matchup between Fnatic and Liquid, especially considering that these are 2 teams that we'll be seeing at MLG Columbus later this month. And right now, it seems that Fnatic is going to be the team to beat.
And finally, this weekend hosted the ESWC Video Game Festival in Paris. The tournament featured over half a dozen different competitions.
It was no surprise to see the reigning Call of Duty champs Complexity taking the Call of Duty tournament, but there was a bit of a shakeup there, and CSGO EMS winners Very Games were dethroned by Clan Mystic. Also got to give a shout out to Druids, who took Counter-Strike Global Offensive Women, as Team Empire took the Dota 2 tournament, AAA took Shoot Mania, and UFE Knox 77 took home the FIFA crown.
When we come back, we say goodbye to 2 of the greatest players from League of Legends, Chowster and Reginald. We find out how the latest 5000 series affected Call of Duty seeds for MLG Columbus. And we take a look at the latest title from Wargaming, World of Warplanes.
In the past 2 weeks, 2 of League of Legends greats announced that they'll be hanging up their keyboards and retiring from competitive play. Today, we take a look back at the careers of Reginald and Chowster.
It's hard to talk about competitive League of Legends without mentioning either Chowster or Reginald. The 2 have been around since the beta. They have set multiple records, won numerous tournaments, and are widely considered as 2 of the most successful and influential players to have graced the game. Chowster is best known for his 2 back-to-back wins in WCG, first in 2010 and then again in 2011. The second of which he got by teaming up with Reginald. Reginald first entered the scene as an entertaining streamer, and then went on to join Team Solomid, perhaps the most successful League of Legends team of North America. After fielding some lackluster early results, Reginald announced that the 5 members of the squad would be stepping up their training regimen by moving into a gaming house together. This was the first such facility in North America for League of Legends. The move paid off, and TSM went on to win their next tournament at MLG Providence 2011, and then another 4 tournaments in 2012. Not to be outdone by the training regimen of TSM, Chowster and his team, CLG, moved to Korea to train in what is considered the most competitive gaming region in the world. They competed in Champion Spring and Champion Summer, but both times wound up losing early to the eventual winners of both events. When the North American League of Legends Championship Series kicked off in 2013, the 2 teams were considered the 2 powerhouses of the continent, and their matches were legendary. However, at the end of the season, only TSM would end up qualifying for Worlds. While they failed to make it out of group stages, Reginald can claim that he is one of only 4 players to have competed in every single World Championship. Chowster can lay stake to being the only pro to have played every role in a professional setting. While it is unclear how much the 2 have earned from their time in League of Legends, between endorsements, salaries, streaming, and sponsorships, it is widely speculated that their yearly compensation packages were in the 6-figure range. With such an impressive list of achievements, it's no mystery how they earned it. They leave the scene stronger than when they entered it, and will no doubt continue to contribute from behind the scenes.
Sad to see them go. Now, while Chowster has been elusive about exactly how much time he'll be devoting to League, Reginald will move into the manager-coach position for Team Solo Mid. This season, he'll be coaching against his brother Dan Din, who is now the coach of Cloud9.
Yeah, and those are going to be some epic matchups, of course. If you think back, TSM, they used to be the North American favorites, but nowadays, that title belongs to Cloud9. So, looking forward to that brother battle, especially in those coaching positions. From League of Legends to Capcom fighting games, it's time to talk some Street Fighter as we talk about the Asian Capcom qualifiers. Last weekend they concluded in Singapore, and we saw Gact and Daku meet up in the grand finals. While Dakao made an impressive run through the losers bracket, he came up just short of victory and lost to Gact in the extended series.
Okay, should be near nice. Wow. And there it is. And your grand champion for, there you go, the Capcom Cup presented by Razer.
These two players will go on to the Capcom Asia Finals, where they'll face off against the Taiwan qualifiers Gamer B and Fudo, as well as the Korean qualifiers Infiltration and EG Momochi. The top two will then advance to the grand finals in San Francisco this December.
Over the weekend, the final Black Ops 2 5000 Series tournament took place. 17 teams were in attendance with hopes to improve their seeds for the MLG Championship. In the end, Soar and Envy met up in the finals. Now, this was an incredibly important match for Soar, as a win here would secure them a spot in the championship bracket. The first game came to the last hard point on Raid. Envy was able to hold on to their lead and go up 1-0 in the series.
Possible now, there we go. Envy have won the final MLG map on Raid Hardpoint, going right down to the final hill, just being able to take it out there. Huge plays, and that bottom garage hill really was the one that worked for them, especially Rambo with that war machine just going absolutely.
DSRs were the name of the game in Standoff Search and Destroy. Karma's sniper dominated the game as Envy won 6 rounds to 1.
This round ending kill cam, just making sure that he had plenty of cover here on the stats. You did spot that player, took 1 bullet of damage, it looked like, knew exactly where he was. Perfect accuracy once again, second round ending kill cam there.
Envy's momentum continued in Game 3 with a solid team performance to win the game 4-1 and the series 3-0.
They are leaving the game, popping up the scoreboard. Karma 30-14.
Envy's victory earns them the 5th seed in the championship bracket.
And there you can see the top 8 heading into Columbus. Complexity and Unite Gaming at 1 and 2. Finishing out the bottom 8, we got Clever Gaming Fuse at number 7. A big surprise there. And because Soar wasn't able to win that finals, FaZe squeaks by with that 8th seed. Congratulations to Envy for winning the last Black Ops 2 online tournament. And as we make the transition to Call of Duty Ghost, 4 more championship bracket seeds will be up for grabs. These spots will be awarded based on results from the upcoming 2000 and 5000 series Pro Points tournaments for Call of Duty Ghost on Xbox 360.
All right, Puckett, with a new game always comes new game types. So what modes are you liking for competitive play?
Man, everyone has a different opinion when it comes to Call of Duty Ghost right now, but personally, I think there are a few game modes that are rising above the others. The first one, of course, it's going to be Search and Destroy. It's been a staple in Call of Duty history. It's back in Call of Duty Ghost, and I think a lot of the players are gravitating towards it. There is a new game mode, though, that has me really excited. The mode is called Blitz, and basically in this game mode, both teams are trying to get inside each other's base. If you get into a circle that's in that base, you'll score 1 point and teleport back to your home base to play some defense. So it's constant action. Offense and defense have to be played, and map control is more important than ever before. And finally, the third game mode I'm looking for is Search and Rescue. It's like Search and Destroy, but it has the added twist in the fact you need to go pick up the dog tags of your opponent. You get the dog tags of your teammate, He spawns right back at the base and stays alive in the game mode, adds a whole different level of strategy, a whole new layer of complexity.
I like it. Now, November 13th sees the long-awaited World of Warplanes come out of beta. The game was developed by Wargaming.net, the company that brought us 2010's sleeper hit, World of Tanks.
Warplanes puts you in the pilot seat of planes from various eras. As players gain experience, they can unlock planes from 3 different categories: fighters, heavy fighters, and attack aircraft.
Fighters are quick and agile and are great as scouts and for close-range combat. Heavy fighters move a bit slower, but they can take more damage and their weapons have a longer range. And finally, attack aircraft can take on the most damage and they're used to take down ground targets.
Games pit teams of 15 players against each other as they battle for supremacy. Supremacy is gained by taking out enemy planes and ground targets. When one team achieves 100% on the supremacy scale, they are handed the victory.
To celebrate the launch of the game, developer Wargaming.net is hosting a crossover tournament that kicked off November 6th. Teams will alternate between playing World of Tanks and World of Warplanes as the battles dictate. The winning team will see its players earn $12,500 in game gold each.
When we return, we have the best plays from the week. We have a special announcement about some awesome Call of Duty activity at the MLG Championship. And Call of Duty's Killa tells us a little bit more about himself.
4Play, Steamville.
Welcome back to the eSports Report. Chris Puckett, Desi Sanchez bringing you all the eSports news. And Desi, what time is it?
It's time for the top 5 moments of the week.
That's right. Here we go. The top 5 moments from this week in the world of eSports. And we're kicking things off at number 5 with a little bit of controversy in Chile at the WCG qualifiers. One team, no audio. What do? They protest bringing out everyone's favorite, Teemo.
La primera sangre.
Oye, la gente ahí se está manifestando porque estamos viendo cualquier cosa en este momento. Estamos viendo... Yo no sé qué decir en realidad.
Tiene que arrancar ahora Robert.
Not a great character, but he sure is cute. At number 4, though, we got some Call of Duty action. Karma in Search and Destroy earns himself full streaks and drops the Hellstorm for the triple. Check this out.
Great call there from you. Is he going to be able to pick up 3 here? It looks like he is indeed. Takes out all 3. Karma on the 9 score streak. Oh my god.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, 3 all gone like that in an instant.
The only foreign hope, Naniwa, comes in at number 3. Check out these incredible force fields and his battle against Revival for the last spot at BlizzCon.
Oh, actually, great force fields will block those banelings from connecting.
Gotta keep these force fields up, can't let those banelings connect properly.
Time Warp as well as force fields will land and separating quite a bit of that up. The 2 Immortals are still at the back doing a lot of damage. Banelings still haven't got the full.
I think Naniwa's got this, man, with more sentries coming in, a couple of force fields should be able to just prevent the units from getting close. Look at it, he's done it.
Very nice force fields once again. Naniwa really on top of his control here. If this hatch rate dies, then Revival dies off in game number 1. Another great force field. Perfect placement by Nani.
This play made Sir Scoots happy. It's Shoxy taking down 4 members of Ninjas in Pajamas and getting the defuse at number 2. At number 1, it's Naughty No Tail assisting the double and then rescuing his teammate for our number 1 play in Dota 2.
As we get closer and closer to the MLG Championship, the event keeps getting bigger and bigger. To kick off the broadcast, Friday will feature a Call of Duty All-Star match.
Oh yeah, everyone loves the All-Star matches, and it's up to you guys to select which players you want to see on the main stage. Simply head on over to MLG.tv/All-Star to submit your votes. You can vote once per day, help select the 16 players that will be competing for the first matchup and Call of Duty Ghost at Columbus.
Also, late last night, Pretty Boy Swag triumphed over PSST in the Dota 2 online qualifiers for the MLG Fall Championship.
Well, it was
What a way to end it.
Yeah, Aosin being a little bit of a good sport. They knew they were playing with him there, but that is going to be GG, ladies and gentlemen. John, what can you say? They did it. Pretty Boy Swag. They've made it to Columbus.
Our winners will join the 8 other teams that have already been announced for the Columbus event. And of course, the event will kick off with round robin play, which will then seed the top 4 teams into a single elimination bracket.
And finally, we have a profile on one of the most controversial and entertaining players on the Call of Duty scene. Meet Killa.
My name is Adam Killa Sloss. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Growing up, I played sports. I played football, basketball, baseball. Wasn't much of a gamer. Got into gaming kind of when I got into high school. My mom kind of pushed it on me because it kept me out of trouble. And growing up, she didn't really support much of the stuff I was doing, and it was something she could definitely support. And as long as, like I said, it was keeping me out of trouble. I started playing competitively at the end of MW2. I kind of got into it. I pretty much grew up around the competitive scene, as my favorite players were Foreplay, Stainville, Moho.
You were shaking a chance. You were shaking. Nothing. I'm not even playing. I'm not even playing.
I admit I was a little out of control. I was a little too hyped up. But like I said, I talked to Hashtar after. I mean, I apologize to my fans and supporters on Twitter. I do regret it, yes. But at the same time, I mean, people kind of liked the hype I brought to the game. It kind of inspired a lot of people to be more vocal, more of a vocal person, more of a vocal leader maybe. So, I mean, it went both ways, 50-50. A lot of people liked me for it, a lot of people hated me for it. I'm Adam Killa Sloss, and I play for Unite Gaming.
Definitely an intense player. Now, before we leave you, make sure to check out these awesome tournaments. Over the weekend, the WCS Grand Finals will take place at BlizzCon. On the line is $250,000.
That's right, $250,000 being paid out to the best StarCraft players in the world. But also, you're going to want to keep your eye on the Asia Capcom Cup Finals. We've been following this event for quite some time now, and the players who win here will likely be the favorites entering the Grand Finals in December.
Thank you so much for tuning into the eSports Report. If you have any feedback, suggestions, or comments, Puckett, where can these guys go?
Of course, you can hit us up on Twitter, twitter.com/MLG. And of course, you can catch us here on the eSports Report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on MLG.tv.
See you next time.